Hey, howdy, y'all. Mr. Totio here, back with season two of Foundation. It just got started, on the 14th? So a few days ago, but I just want to give everybody a chance to watch it. And oh my goodness, I am so glad this show is back. If you can see the image I have here, the screenshot from the show, I wanted this show to come back simply so this guy could hold those fingers up in that configuration and scare the living crap out of everybody. There we go. That's better. Scare the crap out of everybody in the room. It is kind of ridiculous how much that dude just says, you know what? I'm good. You're not. And well, there we go. Um, yeah, they could have named this episode, you know, do not miss, because my God, Empire comes in and says, all right, hey, I was over here with my girl. Y'all wanted to run some assassination stuff on me. You failed, because not only am I going to give you these hands, but my robot assassin girlfriend is also literally going to give you the hands through your chest. And then when I come back, you guys are already dead, but anybody who was supposed to be on my security squad is also dead, because again, he raises those fingers, it's a wrap, son. It's nothing great happens when he's in this position and when he's in this pose. So do not come for Empire and miss. They came for him last season. They kind of kidnapped what's his name, brother Day, over there in the light blue shirt. Or not kidnapped him, but basically messed with his genes, trying to ruin the Imperial bloodline. They came for him last season, and he did that same pose, and eh, a few thousand people died simultaneously. So yeah, I've been looking forward to this show coming back just so he can hit that lick, get his, get it back in blood so much. It's kind of ridiculous. Uh, yeah, this show is great for any number of reasons. And then once we get off of like the whole, hey, here's how the Empire has been doing, here's what's going on immediately around Empire, then we come back and apparently Brother Day here, I'm sorry, Brother Day is in the dark blue. Brother Dawn is in the light blue off to the side in the background there. And here's a better picture of it. You have Day to the left. I'm sorry, Dawn to the left, Day in the middle, and Dusk on the right. Empire in three parts, and I love it. I'm not exactly sure where this takes place in the timeline, other than it's been 100 years or so since the end of season one, maybe 140 or some odd years. I don't know in terms of if any three of these were alive at the time at the end of season one, but I'm sure we'll find out later. Uh, I believe he's Cleon the 17th version of him. Brother Don or Brother Day is. See, this stuff is confusing, but that's why I love it. Um, they seem to have, by the end of the show, they come to find out that the Foundation is alive. They are thriving. They lied about a nova going off in the system, in the terminus system. So once they find out, it's again on, and they're going to smack some people upside the head, um, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And for the Foundation's part, they are trying to get ready for that. They know that they're going to be discovered, and it's simply a matter of time, and they've got to start working on that. Um, the Seldon, I forget what they call it, but the machine where Seldon shows up, the Chrysalis, I believe is its name, where it shows up or when it starts activating, they know to start getting ready. They're going to have a Seldon crisis be revealed to them shortly. Seldon himself will appear and tell them what's going on. So they're getting ready for that. But then you've got the two main characters from the Foundation, and forgive me, I don't recall their names at the moment, but they're rather unimportant and right now isolated from not just the Foundation, but from the galaxy itself on a planet that is dying or dead, essentially. Um, it's being flooded, I guess, slowly as the caps are melting or some other madness, and they're getting their ship back up and running, but they just don't. They're not there yet. I'm fine with all of that. Uh, the more important character with them, however, is uh, Dr. Seldon trapped inside of the Prime Radiant. And I'm sorry, I know this isn't the best solo picture I could have gotten of Jared Harris, but him having this conversation with this particular, I guess you could call it figment of his imagination or way to determine, to get his mind right. Um, the fact that it's Jared Harris talking about it makes all of the dialogue within this so good because I have no idea what they're talking about. I believe in college the best I took was like calc, uh, maybe differential calc, if I recall correctly. It's been so many years, but yeah, they're on a whole other level of math that I know I'll never get into, I'll never understand, and it's essentially techno babble. Let's get it straight. But they deliver it so calmly, so routinely. You believe these people have been doing this their entire adult lives, or maybe even more longer than that, into their childhoods. And these are geniuses talking to one another, telling each other how to figure it out. And don't worry about the existential questions. You've just got to get the heck up out of this thing. They're the more important part. And again, I could watch Jared Harris read, the transcript from C-SPAN, and I would be dramatically enthralled by whatever's going on with that. And I got zero issues with anything going on his side of the story because essentially he busts out of the Prime Radiant, which his mentee has been carrying around, and she trapped him in the last season. Um, I should know her name, but I'm it's not important at the moment. She hasn't done anything dramatic. Um, but he busts out and he says, "Yeah, you and I are about to have a reckoning." Gail, that's her name. That Gail, he and Gail are about to have a reckoning, and she better be lucky that he's only a digital construct because I'm imagining if you imprisoned me and I got out, be lucky if all you get is a fair one on one. All right, be lucky. Hope and pray that I'm not trying to jump you with any and everybody else I can find in the general vicinity because it is literally on site for you, me, and everybody. It makes no sense for you to be doing that stuff for me, and yeah, it's time to go at that point. There's no other way of saying that. So yeah, it's been way too long. It's I I know that they're in the middle of the actors strike and the writers strike, and I have no problem with them striking at the time. I'm just glad that this kind of didn't get in the way of this show in particular in terms of delaying it or making it holding up any of the episodes. So season two is back. Empire is back. Empire is back in a big bad way, honestly, and I can't wait to see what's going on because part of what Gail and her daughter were talking about is the number of crises that are going to be coming later, and they seem to be coming a whole lot faster. And if they're not solved, the period of darkness that Seldon predicted is going to be even longer and may not even end at all. So that'll be fun. Yeah, Empire is back in all of his facets. His fingers are back in a working order, and I'm here for it. And honestly and truly, I know I said it a lot last season, but I cannot recommend this show enough to anybody who is interested in science fiction. This is one of the seminal works of science fiction. Yes, they've had to modify it to fit, for the television medium, but I think they're doing an excellent job in terms of giving you a story that's easy enough to follow, concepts that are as grand as anything else you've ever seen in any kind of space opera, or heck, even any dramatic television series, except perhaps maybe the longest running ones like Doctor Who. But how many times do you have to fight those those same guys over again? But yeah, for the amount of budget that I know Apple has thrown into this, for the amount of work, the sets, the costume design, all of it, because even here, these Imperial guards are different than they were last season, and then different from any time they go into a flashback or anything like that, from centuries ago, or uh, heck, even a few decades ago. But yeah, I can highly recommend the show if you haven't been watching it. It's on Apple Plus. Um, Comes out on Friday, so definitely. Wait, is it Friday? Yeah, it comes out on Fridays, or at least the first one came out on Friday. Um, Man, get on this show as soon as possible. I highly recommend it. That's all I'm gonna bore you guys with. I don't want to really get into spoilers. This isn't really a traditional episode review. It's just more of, please get on Foundation and give it the love and respect it deserves, because this show needs to continue. And honestly, this show could continue for quite a while. The way they've set it up, you've got Empire at different stages and different ages, and he's being messed with genetically, so the actors can age and go through different things as they want to. That's fine. But yeah, please take advantage of Jared Harris. This is great work that he's doing in this show. Empire, all three phases of him is pretty awesome. uh, and just the world, or I guess the galaxy of the Empire, is pretty impressive as well. But that's all the time I'm going to take from you guys today. Mr. Topio, end of sketch.